Welcome to the Coastal Kitchen. I'm Karen Mashures, and today we're going to bring a little romance into our lives. Crepes are a wonderful way to say I love you, and since it's National Romance Awareness Month, I figured we'd make crepes. You can make sweet crepes and savory crepes and simple crepes and complicated crepes. So let's start with our very simple basic crepe recipe. I've got a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to put it in the microwave so it'll be nice and melted for me when I'm ready for it. Just going to put that on real quick, and we're going to get started. A cup of flour, and this is all-purpose, and it doesn't want to come out. And we're going to sift it. And when I get it about halfway sifted, I'm going to put me a pinch, I'll do it now, of salt. Salt brings out such wonderful flavors in flour and in sugar. I use salt when I make all my sweet dishes. Okay, just about got this sifted. Touch more. And I've used a very fine sifter because I wanted my flour really finely done. Okay, we're going to take a wooden spoon and we're going to push our flour to the edges of the bowl and make a little well in the center. And we've got 2 eggs that need to go in. Right in the center. Make sure your eggs are room temperature when you do any kind of baking or making things with flour, because it really makes a difference. Okay, I'm going to pour a little bit of my milk in right on top of these eggs, just a little bit, and I'm going to poke my eggs down. Break the yolks and start stirring. And we're going to stir this until it becomes a really smooth batter. Should be very thin, and we're picking up a little bit of the flour off the edges every time we make that circle with the spoon. Alright, it looks like all that flour is gotten a little bit wet, and I'm going to pour in about half. And keep stirring. I'm going to pour the remainder of our milk in. Stirring constantly, and we're going to keep going until it gets nice and bubbly on top. Want some lovely bubbles? Make sure you scrape down the sides too. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for just a moment. I'm going to get my butter out of my microwave. All melted. And we're just going to drizzle that in. The great thing with crepes is you can make any kind you want. And we're going to make some berry ricotta crepes. We're going to make some peach-filled crepes. We're going to use a very simple recipe with a marmalade crepe, and we've got to make a savory one too, so asparagus with cheese and bacon. That's on our menu for today. And to finish it off, of course, we've got to have something good to drink, so we're going to make a peach Bellini, since this is also National Peach Month too. All right, give it a nice quick little stir here to make those bubbles really come up. And I've got my favorite little jar here. It's a wonderful little pitcher. And I'm going to pour that in here to make it easy to pour into my pan. Now I want every little bit. This recipe makes about 8 crepes. They are very thin, and that's the way you want them. All right, the pan's got to get hot. So we're going to turn our pan on, pour a little bit of vegetable oil in the middle. And a crepe pan is really a great thing. Keep it for crepes if you want your crepes to always do well. Okay, we're going to make that heat up real quick. All right, the pan is hot enough, and I'm going to pour in about 3 tablespoons, but I'm going to pick this up a little bit off the heat because I want to be able to move this as quickly as I pour it in and get it all around the bottom of the pan, then right down on the bottom. I've got an offset spatula. It's got a little L shape to it, and this makes it very easy to turn the crepe. Takes about 1 minute on the first side and 30 seconds on the second. So we just got to wait till some bubbles appear. Okay, let's take a look and see how golden it is on the flip side. See how easy that is to turn? Just going to let that go about 30 seconds and we'll have a crepe. All right, looks perfect. I'm going to take it over to my plate. Lay it down on that plate. I'm going to put this off the heat for a moment. I've got some marmalade, just in the jar marmalade. And I'm going to break it up a little bit and put it on 1/2 of my crepe. And while this is warm, it will do just a little bit of melting. About a good sized teaspoon. Spread it out. And now we're going to fold it in half. Just give it a little pat. Fold it in half again. Let me grab some powdered sugar and a plate. I'm going to take a little bit more marmalade, spread it over the top, just for the sweetness. Some powdered sugar, and you have a crepe ready to eat. Great breakfast fun. Okay, we're going to make some more crepes. While I'm doing that, we're going to take a break, and I'll be back with you ready to start with our blueberries.
The Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Holden Brothers Farm Market in Charlotte for supplying the fresh produce on this week's show. Swing by their indoor market located near mile marker 10 on Highway 17 or check them out online at holdenbrothersfarmmarket.com.
All right, we're going to make some blueberry filling. This is wonderful because I'm going to make the blueberries sauce on the stove, and then I'm going to make the ricotta cream cheese filling. Okay, I'm going to take some butter and put in my pan, and I'm going to put this on medium, and then I'm going to put my sugar in. Let's let this stir around for just a minute. Get that butter melting. Crepes are so much fun because they are sweet and fun and decadent, and you really feel like you've done something you're not supposed to. But we all have to make up for it here and there. Go out for a little walk or do a little bit of exercise. Okay. I'm going to put my blueberries in. And I am only going to put in about 2/3 of what the recipe calls for. And I'm going to hold out this amount to put in after I take them off the stove. It's getting warm fast. Get them all coated. I'll turn that down just a touch. And I've got to get the juice of half a lemon in here. Let's get a knife. Yeah, squeeze that thing in there real good. The seed pops in, get it out. Oops, that's hot. Okay, those berries are going to come up to a medium boil. We're going to turn them down low, and then we're going to wait for them to gently break apart. So let's turn them down just a touch because they are boiling right now. Okay, put a little more lemon juice. And we are ready to roll. And I'm going to put this down on low right now because it's going to continue with the heat. The berries will pop and we'll be ready to put in our cornstarch. Okay, let's go to our ricotta filling. I'm going to rinse my hands a second. All right, this is ricotta cheese, and it will make a wonderful filling. We're going to make it sweet, and we're going to add to the ricotta 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're going to put in a little bit of this powdered sugar. We're going to put some more in a minute. And I'm going to zest a lemon. All right, got enough. Let's put our top on. And we are going to pulse this till it mixes up and off. And now I'm going to add the rest of my powdered sugar. We're going to mix it around one more time here. All right, should be all done. The one thing you'll notice when you do it in one of these wonderful machines that we have is that you really need to go around the sides and mix and incorporate, because some stuff, they're good, but they don't get it all sometimes. All right, I'm just scraping the blade because I want all that cheese to go with me. And we're going to put this right in a bowl. Into the fridge. And it will be ready for our blueberries. I already have one made, so I'm going to pop this in and get the one out that's ready for us. There we go. I'm going to check on my blueberries real fast. Looking great. I'm going to turn off the heat and I'm going to put in my cornstarch. This will help thicken the mixture up. Mix it in real well. And you want these to be chunky. You want berries to still be there. Don't want it to turn out like blueberry jam. So now I'm putting the rest of my blueberries in. And as I said, it's off the heat. And the heat from the berries that have been boiling will pop those other berries right up in about 15 minutes. The cornstarch is going to make this thicken up also. So we're going to leave this to cool. Now it's time for peaches. I have about 3 cups of peaches, brown sugar, and some bourbon. We've got butter. The bourbon is an option. So you make it the way that you like it. But today, I'm going to use the bourbon. All right, the butter is melting. Let me grab my spoon. Just about done. I'm going to put the brown sugar in. Give it a little stir around. This is just almost like a caramelization for the peaches. So if you like caramel, you're in for a treat. All right, this is going and I'm going to pour my peaches in. That is a wonderful smell. Peaches are one of my favorites. All right. We're going to cook the alcohol off after we get it in there. But the flavor will be infused into these peaches and be terrific. We're just going to cook them down until they're semi-soft. Should take about 5 minutes. All right, while those are cooking, let me get back to my blueberries. Take a look at that. Getting perfect. We're gonna let those cool down just a hair, have a word from our sponsors, and I'll be back with you to fix up these crepes, and then we're gonna make our asparagus and Bellini.
ATMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Holden Brothers Farm Market in Charlotte for supplying the fresh produce on this week's show. For over 25 years, the Holden Brothers Farm Market has specialized in the freshest locally grown produce on their 250 acres in Charlotte. Swing by their indoor market located near mile marker 10 on Highway 17 or check them out online at holdenbrothersfarmmarket.com.
Are you ready to make some crepes? Let's try some different kinds. The first one I'm going to do is the peach. I'm going to take a little bit of whipped cream, put right in the center of my crepe. Let's get it really good here. Just don't want it out to the edges completely. My peaches are all done. They're nice and tender, smell wonderful. And I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons. Peaches right there. All right. We're going to come back, pull this over the top, and turn it to where your edges are right on the bottom. We're going to take another dollop of whipped cream, sprinkle with some sugar, powdered sugar. Have a couple of strawberries on the side. And look, it's already melting the whipped cream on the inside. Doesn't that look delicious? Now let's go to our blueberries. With our blueberries, and see how I separated these crepes? With our blueberries, we're going to take some of our ricotta cheese mixture. Do the same thing. We're going to spread it just a little bit more towards the center because I'm going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to get our blueberries. Let's move these back here for the moment. And I want to just get the berries. I'm going to try to reserve the juice on this one. Put a little bit in there. And we're going to get a little bit more. And we are going to fold over. Then we're going to come from one end, fold over to the other end, fold back to the center, and turn. A little bit of powdered sugar, dollop of whipped cream, couple of extra berries, and you've got the package, the blueberry package. Okay, it's time for our asparagus. Let's get this ready real fast. This is something that I'd serve for luncheon or for a light supper. You can serve it with just a salad, side salad, tomato, but it's really easy. We've made this asparagus before. We're just going to put it out on the tray that I've sprayed with olive oil. I'm going to spray this again. All right, got that sprayed. I'm going to take just a little bit of salt. Put a little salt on top, and we're going to put that into a 350 oven for about 10 minutes. All right, we're going to let that cook, and I'm going to get everything ready to make our cheese sauce.
The Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Holden Brothers Farm Market in Charlotte for supplying the fresh produce on this week's show. Swing by their indoor market located near mile marker 10 on Highway 17 or check them out online at holdenbrothersfarmmarket.com.
Let's check this asparagus. Okay, looks like it's got a couple more minutes to go. I've started to make my cheese sauce. I have got butter melting in my pan, and while that's melting, I'm going to pour in my milk, about half a cup, and I'm going to put just a pinch of salt in there, and I think I'll put a little tiny bit of pepper, and it's all bubbly right now, so I'm going to start adding my cheese. I have about 8 ounces. Okay, got that going. Let me grab a spoon. And we're gonna start to stir. You can do this in your microwave. All you have to do is put it on for about 4.5 minutes, and at about 3 minutes, take it out, give it a good stir, and finish it up, and it should be ready. The one thing about the cheese is it sets again quickly, so you want to make sure that it's nice and hot when you're ready to use it. If you want to cook your bacon, you can just bake it in the oven, but I decided today that I was going to make it easy on myself, and we're using pre-cooked. It is going to go in the microwave though, because we're going to pop the whole crepe into the microwave before we finish. All right, this looks good. I'm going to turn it low, low, low. I'm going to put it off the heat for a moment because I'm going to put in some lemon zest. There we go. Let's put it right back on the heat for just a moment. And that asparagus is starting to smell, so we're going to have to get that out of the oven. All right. That's a steamer. Okay. Asparagus is ready. I'm going to put it right over here, and I've got my crepe ready to go. Let me get a small spoon. What I'm going to do is take 3 of these lovely hot asparagus and put right on my crepe. I'm going to get my cheese mixture. Give it a real good stir right now. It'll start to cool down pretty quick. Let's get rid of this spoon. Take a great tablespoon, just drizzle it all over the crepe. Make sure everything's covered. All right, let's put this back over there for the moment. Take a piece of bacon, lengthways right across the top of the crepe. I'm going to put a little bit of hot cracked pepper. And I'm also going to put just a little bit of the grated cheese right on top of the bacon. And we're going to roll it until it meets. Ready to go. Take a tiny bit more. Put some cheese on the top. This can go if you use crepes that have been frozen and taken out of the freezer. Pop it in the microwave for about 1 minute and it is ready to eat immediately. Okay, I think we've got everything just about done. Let me fix this up and you can see it as it's done.
ATMC TV and the Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Holden Brothers Farm Market in Charlotte for supplying the fresh produce on this week's show. For over 25 years, the Holden Brothers Farm Market has specialized in the freshest locally grown produce on their 250 acres in Charlotte. Swing by their indoor market located near mile marker 10 on Highway 17 or check them out online at holdenbrothersfarmmarket.com.
Our crepes are done, ready for breakfast, brunch, or dinner. Let's make a peach Bellini to go along with it. Real easy. It's a can of peaches that I have drained, and I'm going to put them in my little mini chopper here. Let's move that over to the side. Put the top on, and we're going to make a peach puree. Just chop it up. If you want, you can make this ahead of time too. I love to make it and put it in the fridge. It's wonderful. This is just a puree of peaches, and we're going to put about 2 teaspoons, maybe 3. Let's get lucky here. I've got some peach schnapps that I'm going to put in right there. And then I'm using Prosecco, which is a bubbly Italian wine. I'm going to just give this a tiny stir. And we're ready for crepes. Salute. You can find us on Facebook, search for the Coastal Kitchen, and join us next time. See you then.